You are not the father. That statement have ruined the lives of many men. And on yesterday we celebrated Father's Day, and that statement came up because my question to you is, who is your father? And when I asked our church yesterday, I said, who was the first father? Everybody referred back to Adam. And if Adam is your forefather that you are modeling yourself off of, it's no wonder why the world looks the way it looks. Because if you are part of the Adams family, then it's supposed to look spooky and kooky, because the Adams family is jacked up from the flow up. And I'm here to let you know this morning that a one who gives the birth to a son, to a child, or a man who is the father of a child is not the only way to be the father. See, another way to be a father is to be the originator of something, the one who establishes something, one who designs something and brings something forth. Then that's a way to be a father. And if you look who brought us forth, it was a man named God. And because God brought us forth, then God is the true father of humanity. And our problem is we're looking at Adam and we're modeling ourselves off of something that we shouldn't be modeling ourselves off. How do I know we're modeling ourselves off of Adam? Let me tell you what Adam taught us. Adam taught us how to yield to the wrong things. When Eve came to him and offered him what he knew God had told him not to eat, he still partook in the fruit and ate. So first thing that Adam taught us is how to yield to the wrong thing. What else Adam taught us? Adam taught us how to run and hide, to not be available, to not do the things that we want to do. And I know some of us headed to work this morning. How many of y'all will be running and hiding on your job because you have the nature of your father, who is Adam? And then the next thing that Adam taught us is how not to take accountability for what we do. When God asked him about why he did what he did, he said, the woman you gave me is her fault. Adam taught us how not to self-accountability. But what I want you to know, if you will look at God as your father, our God is a God who he stepped out, and when he began to make the world, he evaluated everything he did and made sure it was good. He looked back and he said, that's good. And then the next thing you know, our God looked down and he said, once he made man, he looked and said, oh, that's not good. So we had a God that would take accountability, and that God that would take accountability, he pulled back and he put Adam to sleep, and he pulled Eve out of Adam so that he would have a helper to do what he needed to do upon this earth, so he can replenish this earth and they can do what God have called them to do together, one man, one woman. And so I'm telling you, if you will use God as your father, not only will you have a God that's a life that makes you show up in excellence, and you evaluate everything and make sure everything is good, but you will take accountability for those places that you have failed at, and you will be able to walk out the purpose that God has for you on this earth. I want you to know that you got to check who your father is. And if you are saying Adam is your father, I came to do a Mario Adam this morning to tell Adam that you are not the father. So whatever man you're looking at and they have let you down, they have failed you, I want you to know that they are not the Father, but we have a Father in heaven. And that Father in heaven sent us a role model in the form of a man named Jesus. Jesus said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. He said, everything I do what the Father tells me to do. So Jesus showed us how to walk on this earth and do what God have called us to do. And if we would do that, then we'll see our lives change. We'll see that this world begin to change, because it won't be spooky and kooky, but it will be a purposeful life where you will have joy that the world didn't give and the world can't take it away. That you'll have peace that surpasses all understanding. Look, you'll be able to walk in favor that only God can give you. I'm telling you this morning, you better check who your father is. And if your father is Adam, I'm telling you that he is not the father Your Father in heaven is your Father. He said he would never leave you nor forsake you. Wherever you make your bed, he is there. Look, change your father this morning and let my God, my Savior, my Lord, let God be your father and let Jesus be your role model, because Jesus did everything that the Father that called him to do, even the hard things. When it came down to going to the cross, he did it. And you will be able to do the hard things because you're led by our Father who knew what he was here for and took accountability in his errors and got it right. That's what kind of life you want to live. This is your brother saying, good morning. God bless. I pray this message touch you. Look, love you. Catch you next week. Peace.